Hello guys and welcome to a first look Mr. 305 Gaming. I'm Chris and today we're going to talk about the High Performance Group H145 Airbus helicopter. Now this is available to download from the High Performance Group website for $42.99, which works out around about 32 British pounds, which you'll see very shortly. It's worth every single penny. So with this helicopter you do get 6 basic liveries which you can download as well as the main package. I've downloaded some liveries from FlightSim.to, and today this livery is the German Airbus corporate livery, which is a very nice 8K livery for this helicopter. With the downloads you do get a 30-page user guide, which for me, having never really flown helicopters before, a little bit in Flight Simulator X, but not much, I did give it a good read through, because a lot of the systems are different to fixed wing obviously, and the 135, which is the free version, is available for download for free from the website or FlightSim.to. I'll be honest with you guys, this helicopter, I've had a little play about with it. I've not flown it much, to be honest. I'm quite new to it, but it does fly completely different to the 135. The 135 is very light. You know, this is a 4-ton helicopter. It's made for carrying things, lifting things. It's a workhorse. A little bit of extras you get with this helicopter. You get the floats on the bottom of the skids, which you can inflate, which I will show you very shortly, and working wipers, true to life lighting on board, and a lot of things are clickable in the interior. So let's go ahead and have a look around, and what we're going to do is basically give you a quick run through what you get for the package, you know, what you get included, and is it worth buying or not buying. So let's have a quick look at the outside visuals at the minute. So here we are, we're on Islay Airport in Scotland, which is an add-on you can buy, which is great for actually learning to fly helicopters. It's quite a small aerodrome. You can do a nice circuit around the island. It's actually a meeting point that we meet at quite regular to fly helicopters around. Done a few flights in the 135 in the past. The 145 was great to hear that they brought this package out, and they've gone all out on the detail with this, guys. It is I would say it's a study level helicopter. It's a study level helicopter, but they've put an easy mode to fly it on, so you can fly it in like fun mode rather than not so serious mode, which is great because people want to fly helicopters and experience that. Myself, I like to use the pedals, I like to use the torque rotation. I feel like I have more control over that. I'm still getting used to it with the pedals, but that's me personally. A lot of people do like to fly on kind of arcade mode, which it is capable of doing. So if we zoom in and we have a little look, we've got individual rivets on there, emergency exit signs, which are all readable. It's all, you know, if you zoomed in you could actually read the text on this aircraft, and I mean, look at that main rotor head. The level of detail that's gone into that, I mean, you really do appreciate the work, you know, that these guys put into this helicopter. I mean, you're paying £32 for a work of art, technically. But looking from the 135 to this is a gigantic step up. You're just jumping it into the world of true to life details, mechanics. I mean, when I'm moving the you can just see there that we've got full rotational movement on the rotor head and on the blades. I mean, that's just, yeah, brilliant. So let's have a little look around. We've got the intakes, the hydraulic pumps there, got the rear cage doors. We've got on this particular aircraft we have a LED lighting system, which is on the fins and on the rear. You can see there it's detailed so well. On top you've got a bi-displacement light, which is a beacon as well as an anti-collision strobe light. You've got the weight balances on there as well with the cables coming through. Just fantastic. Like I say, they've just gone all out with the detail. Everything from the searchlight there, landing lights, and again the floats on the bottom. But it's just, yeah, you get what you get what you pay for. You know, this is a payware aircraft, and they've gone all out. So what we'll do, we'll take a little look inside and see what we can play with, see what we can click, and see what we can break at the same time. Let's go have a look at the cockpit. So here we are inside the cockpit. We are in a cold and dark mode at the minute. If you're familiar with the 135, we do have the iPad which is available at a press. And if you zoom into that, you press setup, and you get your searchlight which is available, which comes on. Ground power which is also available if you were to sit going through the systems, which I might actually use in a little minute. And emergency floats, you can arm them at the top up there, and that's how they don't automatically set off in the water. You do have to fire them off yourself, which is again probably quite realistic, to be honest. And you can adjust the master brightness of the iPad itself. Not much details on here, so like you say on the 135 you've got the autopilot system on here, which again for realism purposes, obviously the autopilot systems are now down kind of here, which is good. You know, it's a bit more realistic, and you can see here even on the sticks there you've got your buttons which aren't actually pressable at the moment. There has been talks of can you program these sticks to work with cyclics and other simulator gear, and there is talks that they are going to be available for programming for serious simmers out there. Let's take a look around the cockpit. You can see there the graphic detail is pretty good. I mean, everything is modelled true to life, and a lot of things, you know, are pressable. There is you've even got data ports, so you can pull data. You know, it is really good. I'm really enjoying it. Something is clickable there, but I'm not too sure what it is, whether it's a co-pilot or not. So let's get the doors open. The doors are on hydraulic rams, which you can hear when you open these doors. You hear it again. Fantastic. You've got these door jettison, basically door jettison cables, which would fire your doors off in an emergency, so you can get out basically if you're crumpled. But on this aircraft, you press these. This particular model, it opens the back doors, the rear cargo area, so you can have the doors open. So you don't have to like climb through and press the buttons at all. So go back in, we'll close those. Let's have a look around the cockpit. So we'll have a look at the overhead panel now. We'll zoom up. My zoom's already preset there. So you've got your buttons for your instruments, you've got your fuel pumps, your hydraulic master switches, battery masters, pitot, audios, and lights. You do have the pull fuses on here. I'm not too sure if they're actually operational. Don't think they are, but you don't need them. So what we'll do, we'll have a little look around the cabin. Let's go into the rear. You can see the level of detail in here now. These things, I mean, look at that. That's just phenomenal, isn't it? You know, and these things do work. So you've got your television there. I believe there was a fridge in one of these. However, I don't think it's no further operational. You've got your privacy screen that goes up. On that side, you've got your TV again. And you've also got your interior lighting as well. So it's pretty damn good. I have to say, I'm very impressed with the whole graphic side of it. This aircraft is configured to take 4 passengers on board, which is not a lot for this aircraft. I believe it can take up to 10. which again they're going to bring out the sort of civil aviation version of this in due course. This is the luxury version. So this is something you would get if you're flying around for corporate or very expensive dues, etc., etc. So what we'll do now, we'll go back to the front. We'll let's power up the avionics systems, and let's see where we can have a look at the avionics. So let's put on. No, we don't want that. So that just obviously enables everything straight away, which we don't want that. We don't want to. What we want is cold and dark. And then what I'm going to do, I'm going to go through the startup process. So we'll turn the master battery on. You can see there that the instruments do a test screen, which is the helix system for the AIRBUS systems, which again is very good. This aircraft, if you want the lower MFDs here, to basically zoom into the maps, the charts, to have them easy accessible down there, you can download the GTN 750 Avionics package, which is free, and it is explained in all of the instruction manual when you download this aircraft. You can, so when you download this default, they come just black, so they're not actually working when you download it from high performance. It is an add-on, but it works perfectly well, and just makes it a little bit easier to use. So we'll go ahead, we'll look at our overhead panel. We shall turn on the avionics, standby battery prime, fuel primers, turn them on. We'll put the position lights on, anti-collision light active, and you've also got your instrument lights, which actually light up green during nighttime hours, but you can't really see that at the minute. Little interior light there, which is very good. So that is the avionics package lit, I believe. There we go. Have a little look at these avionics now. You've got obviously your warning systems here. Nothing's turned on, so everything's lit up as a caution at the minute. You go to your main MFD there. You've got a duplicate screen for your if one fails. You've also got what I use quite often is the chart, which you can actually zoom in. Let's have a look. Nope, not that one. There we go. You can zoom in, and it does have weather on here and terrain as well. We've got there, that brings us back. Weather is off at the minute. Turn HTORs off. Yeah. VMS and the engine displays here for starting the aircraft. So what we'll do, we'll go ahead and I think we'll power up. We'll have a little look around and maybe do a quick little circuit around here, just to show you what it handles like and the systems that are available. You can see here there is a training button. When you hit that, it makes the systems a little bit easier to basically fly. You've got your torque assisters here. When you press that off, it just means that the torque is set. Even though it says off, it means that you don't have to apply any yaw during the takeoff and landing. So obviously when you're applying power, the aircraft wants to yaw into the direction of rotation of the blades, which is quite a lot actually when you're hovering these aircraft. Especially in windy conditions, you've got to put quite a bit of left foot down. But obviously, flick it on, it makes it easier. Click it on so it doesn't say off, and you can control with the foot pedals. A little bit more realistic on the old systems. So there we've got start and stop button there. That is for cold and dark, so it's an instant button. So if you press start, it's like a Control E basically. It just starts the aircraft up, no messing around, and you know, you start it quite quickly. And also the stop button, you can press that down and it puts the aircraft into automatic dark mode. So if you want to shut it down quickly, that's exactly where you would shut it down. And so what we'll do now, we'll go ahead and crank her over. Lock cyclic, and we'll go ahead and turn her on. Shut the door. Keep that door open there, because we'll listen to the sounds and see what's going on. So let's hit the up to idle. You'll see there, it'll say start, and she'll be spooning up to M1. With the left engine to start. will spool up to 1. See, the sounds there are really good. Got the beacon light flashing there. And again, guys, that is a dual beacon light. You'll see very shortly, but it does flash white as well. It's a great feature to this aircraft. See that engine spooling as well. So now we're in idle mode. We can check. We'll close the door. To the sides. Oh, beautiful. You see that this is obviously the luxury version is a lot quieter than the military and the civilian versions as well. You do pay a premium for the soundproofing, and obviously, you know, one of those things. So let's just down here. We've got the automatic trims which need to be activated on the autopilot systems. Let's have a look. Acknowledge all them. Thank you very much. Bus tyres open. This is 1, 2. That's all good. That's all good. Hydraulic systems are active. Fuel pumps. I now want to turn it to start. Turn the primers off. We can turn the anti-collision light on now. Put the pitot heat on as well. It's just easier to actually look at it this way. Pitot heat, bus tight, there we go. Excellent, so now we're going to spill the aircraft up. We'll pull up to full RPM for takeoff. You can see there the lights on the back of the aircraft flashing, and it is in great detail, that. Fantastic bit of work. So let's spill her up, let's go for a little fly around and see what I think of the handling of the aircraft. Let's get her spilled up to full RPM. Bring up the M1. Again, all this is clickable, and obviously your charts you can pull up your weather data as well. And we're looking on the older. Perfect. Awesome. Right, let's arm the floats. So we'll look at the arm. We're going to turn the aircon on. That is off. Still muted. Ambient light on. There's the exits. Off. Right. We'll put that away, we don't need that. Don't know why. We've still got a rotor RPM. It should disappear. I think that's a bug that I mentioned in the manual about the rotor RPM. Battery floats. Floats are armed. There we go, that's better. Now we should see that now. There we go. Floats are armed. Ground power, and we've got a searchlight as well. light on. Keep that on nice and bright. See there, we've got the system. One good thing about this aircraft as well, you've got a whisker wiper on this one. You don't have it on the 135. I'll show you this. Which is a lovely feature to this aircraft. Pretty cool, eh? And we'll get rid of that. Not gone too far. The thing is, you can't really reach the right then. So that's, now we're in full spool mode, ready to go. Lights are on. Let's go and do some taking off. I've got torque on, so it is a bit more realistic. I'm going to apply a little bit of left pedal there for the takeoff. And we'll do a little quick circuit. We'll fly around. I'll tell you what it feels like, and then we'll come back into a hover and bring it back into the landing spot. So let's go. So I've got this on advanced mode. I'll turn to the right. And we're going to lift up. Go for a little flight round. It does feel a lot heavier than the 135, I've got to admit. It does feel a lot beefier. Which is quite a good thing. The thing you'll notice when you're flying a helicopter, it will always try and pull you into head to wind. So you've got to fight against the stick every now and again to try and get yourself lined up. So we'll just stick to about 100 feet, I think. We'll go do a little circuit around the airport. It feels steady. It feels really steady to fly. I'm not just saying that because it's obviously a payload aircraft. It feels really well made. I've got to admit, it's yeah, very impressed with the handling. Even though Microsoft Flight Simulator doesn't have any helicopter flight dynamics, they've done a really good job of getting this, you know, where it needs to be at the minute. So what we'll do, we'll come into a hover now.
Scottish Centre G-Fish 7715 is type 1 miles north of Echo Golf Papa India 300 feet. Request flight following.
Come in so we can see the landing spot. We'll come in for a little hover. We'll just hover at this height here.
Squawk 0632. Squawk 0632 G-Fish 7715.
Let's do a little tactical hover here.
Radar contact 1 mile northeast of Echo Golf Papa India 500 feet. Altimeter 29er
Hover just into wind there because we've not got much steering angle on us there. But yeah, pretty good. So overall, I'm pretty impressed with this aircraft, the way it flies. We'll just do a little bit of high speed circuit, see what we're like at high speed. A little bit too much torque, that's the torque warning there. So I'm actually going to push it on purpose. Wide open throttle, wide open cyclic. So I'm pushing it on purpose there. Oh, what's happening here? Release the throttle, just a slight touch. Back to normality, I don't know what happened there, guys. Must be the flight dynamics there, some kind of warning that puts on a safety feature. But yeah, she looks really well, she handles the part, and I genuinely do think we can have lots of fun with this aircraft. So what I'll do now, guys, I said I would do it. I'm going to demonstrate the floats. So we're going to go for a little land on some water. And what I'll do is I'll try and take my hand off the stick at the same time. We shall enable the floats. Golf Foxtrot India Sierra Hotel, coming in for an emergency landing. Into the water. Bring it down gently. When you're applying more cyclic power, you're going to get a lot more yaw. Applying your left foot down. One rule I always remember is left foot down when you're applying power. There we go. We'll put the aircraft into idle mode and I'll show you the outside view of the floats. There we go, guys, look at that. That is your emergency float deployment system. And again, I'll tell you what we'll do, we'll just do a full shutdown. Vent those engines off. And there we go. An emergency landing on the water using the floats. And that's one of the good things about this aircraft, is that it's so realistic when it comes to like ditching, and you know, when it's, you haven't seen this before in Microsoft Flight Simulator, and that's true to life. It's amazing. So there we are, guys, just a quick simple review of what I think, and a little fly around and what you can do with it and what you get for your money. Someone has asked me to do some pros and cons. I would say the pros to this aircraft is it's highly detailed. You get a lot for your money, even though they haven't released the full potential yet. You've still got the military version, the civilian version. It's still going to be released in the coming weeks, and you will get that for free for the £32 that you pay. Another pro is there's no other helicopter out there in this level of detail. This is absolutely phenomenal. The detail is amazing, you know, and you can't get that anywhere else on Microsoft Flight Simulator at the minute. This is the leading payware aircraft for the flight sim helicopter world. This is it at the minute. So my pros are, you get a lot for your money, the detail is fantastic, the avionics are smashing. Haven't got to grips with them yet, but there is autopilot, auto hover, all included in the package. You do get a lot for your money, and there is lots and lots and lots of liveries that are now available on flightsim.to. Again, one of our close friends on there. So get yourself on there, get some liveries downloaded. The cons, I would say, it's a beta access. It's quite a lot of money for a beta access. But once it goes to a full model, you've already paid for it, and I can see this helicopter going to about £60, I would say, once it's fully engaged on the sim market. So get it while you can, while it's cheap. Get out there, buy it. Not a completed project, but it's needed there, and it works absolutely fantastic. Another con is there's not a flight dynamics system in place for helicopters yet on Flight Simulator. So this is making use of what we've got, what we have to play with. Do get some glitches now and again. There is a little funny things that happen, like flying in the air and it suddenly decides to pitch up and throw you off. It will do that because the flight dynamics haven't been implemented by Microsoft or Sobo yet. Looking at doing that by next year, towards the end of autumn. Apart from that, there's not many cons with this aircraft, guys. I think it's got a lot of work, and a lot of work to go ahead with it, and I'm very excited to actually, you know, be involved with the Road to Sim world with this aircraft. and they've got so much potential. This is only one of their aircraft. You know, they're going to bring out more helicopters, and I think they need to specialise in that because they are doing a fantastic job. So cons wise, not many at all, guys. Pros, get it bought, you won't be disappointed. I bought it today, not looking back, it's absolutely fantastic. It's a big jump up from the 135 and it's a leap forward, and you will thoroughly enjoy it. Well done, guys, at High Performance, spot on, 10 out of 10. Thanks for watching, guys. Mr. 305, Chris on the air, take care.